Bom dia, tudo bem? Hoje está 29 de setembro, está sexta-feira. So before I head down to 6 a.m. breakfast, we're just going to get the plan rolling, which, after breakfast, I'm going to take a quick jaunt to the beach just to see it, because I've not seen it rolled in kind of late-ish yesterday, at least after dark, and the beach is not lit after dark. One of a few differences that we will cover during our stay here in Aracaju. But we're headed to Praia do Saco this morning at 8. My first of 3 different excursions that I'd like to visit while I'm here. So we'll get into that. I think actually I see some offshore oil rigs, which is pretty cool. That's a first. Anyway, we're gonna head to breakfast and get the rest of the day started. All right, really basic, simple hotel, nothing crazy, extravagant. There's a nice rooftop pool. Certainly an excellent example, I'm gonna wait on this, of a property that is older, but well maintained and clean. On a side note, another unique thing is camping. There's definitely a local minority niche of Brazilian campers, and they've got a little money to throw around. And it's not super popular, but you do see them in really isolated pockets, and this is one of them. I was here last night. A couple of these places have moved, some have not, but this is kind of somewhat their idea. They do have more traditional tent camping. This would be like their version of like an RV park. Anyway, the fascinating little cultural niche. All right, we'll check back when we get to the beach. Very cool. Flat, super wide tidal zone. I could see that flying in. Flying in here to Aracaju, you could see it's just built on a mountain of sand. There's no rock here. Champa's built on a rock. Champa's built, you know, you get those amazing, what don't you see here are those cliffs, right? Those oxidized fallacies, those oxidized red sandstone cliffs in Champa. Here, big pile of sand. Wow, and it just goes on and on and on. Looks like maybe they're getting some showers down there. This is going to be a quick hit and run. I've got that tour coming at 7 this morning, so I've got like an hour, so I can't wander too far. But man, it's actually relatively calm too. Quite a difference. This is a really, really unique place. Surf is just ripping too. Jesus. Yeah, that's rough. So where we're going this morning, Praia do Saco, apparently is going to be more calm, more tranquil, you know, deep blue water, things like that. We'll see when we get there. My guess is that seems to be like the satellite town, the weekend getaway place where people from Aracaju go. It's basically their version of Praia de Pipa, or their version of Jacumã, or their version of Barra de São Miguel near in Alagoas, near Macio. So we'll see. These guys are probably another hour or 2 away from getting set up. This is a really cool place. Man, it's just ripping out there. Water temperature should be decent. Very cool. Oh, and back to the oil rigs. That's another first. Never, 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 never have I seen oil rigs off the coast. But here, I guess. Orla Pôr, maybe? I guess, maybe. Beach dog! I don't have time to get in, but this is gonna be a nice little stroll. I think our little Praia do Saco excursion is going to be like excursion, com licença, is going to be like 5-ish hours. It should take just about an hour to get there. I think we've got 2 or 3 hours there, and then we'll be back. So I should have some beach time today, and then I think my itinerary changed. I think as the numbers, as people keep pulling out of tours, I've got the canyons of Chinhal, and then I've got São Cristóbal, Brazil's 4th oldest city. So that's looking south. That's the direction we're going to be headed today, but about, what, 60 kilometers down. This is looking north, and that's really where, like, Centro is located. The core of the population center is that way. So this really is not an excellent representation of the city's skyline. That's going to be more north of here.
Construções, porque a cidade de Aracaju em si não tem mais para onde se expandir. Então está se expandindo para mais para a área desse. Orla Pôr. This is just a very brief stop. Not everyone even got out of the van. I'm not sure why. River. This is a common now. It kind of reminds me of Praia do Jacaré in Pessoa, but apparently a very popular place to watch the sunset. Which of course there's just sunrises all the time, but sunsets are pretty hard to find over the water. I don't know the name of that bridge. We're about a third of the way here. I'm gonna see if I can grab another shot up in this direction, and we've got a little bit to go still. All right, that's it. Visualizado. Logo de vocês, a Ilha dos Namorados, onde o pessoal da sala de catamarã monta a estrutura para vocês ficarem durante o passeio e depois eles removem.
Another quick stop to purchase some tickets for Lagoa dos Tambaquis. Tambaquis is some type of fish, which is a keystone species of the Amazon. How it found its way here, I don't know, but that's what we're gonna do now here. That's it. Just a small pit stop on the way to Praia do Saco. Alright, seja bem-vindo ao Praia do Saco. Slight breeze. That actually is Mangue Seco over there. I need to get my windscreen because it's going to be a little breezy. It's quite tranquil. Not much of a rip here at all. Clearly it's low tide. There should be some buggy tours available. Pretty quiet right now. I don't know how much we can explore by foot, but that'll be my next mission. So over yonder there, I feel is Mangue Seco. I also see some establishments over in that direction as well. But beautiful. It's got some current here. That water's ripping pretty well. Definitely want to be careful jumping in there.
O mar tá grande, né? Porque na maré grande, ela sobe o máximo, o nível, e seca o máximo, o nível. Quando a maré morta, isso aqui fica muito bonito, porque isso aí fica tudo alagado. Fica as piscinas naturais, né? Fica fazendo as piscinas e a água bem clarinha, né? E a gente consegue ir até a lancha até, se estender, a gente consegue ir com a lancha até lá próximo daquela vegetação ali.
So we have arrived. We started out, I think, over there. There we started. We kind of stopped there for a minute. Now we made it here. Mangue Seco is that way. Mangue Seco, it's like a dry mangrove. So yeah, dry mangrove. This reminds me a little bit of Lençóis and even Jiri a little bit. Just these huge tide swells, these real low flat tidal zones here. These kind of create these little piscinas naturais, these natural pools. Some of it are pretty rapid moving, but you can just, as far as you can see, it's just sand. And the waves out there are just ripping.
it's flat. This does remind me a lot of Lençóis because the water really is a nice blue hue to clear, and the sand, you can see it's very white in that direction as well too. Whoa, that's a little weird. That's okay. Okay, it's a little scary. Nice. This place is really awesome. The water is just so warm here. It's ridiculous. My shower was colder than this morning, and my shower wasn't even that cold. This just goes on and on and on and on and on. I'm not sure how long we have here, but whatever it is, it's not long enough. Yeah, I've got a great group of friends I've met, a couple of Cariocas, a couple who are on their way to João Pessoa. Yeah, really super amazing, cool people. Again, as always, the people are just as cool, if not cooler, than the scenery. Alright, próxima parada on the viagem. Not sure how long we're going to be here, a little while, but we're right across the bay now. It won't take long to get back. I'm really not sure which way to explore. They've got some little barracas here, which probably sell some beer and water, and Coke Zero, of course. You know, I guess I tend to gravitate to where the people are not. So let's head this way, just to see. I'm going to head over this ridge. I kind of want to see what's going on up above here. Well, first time I've seen dunes in a while, but yeah, here they are, pretty mild. Not the giant ones that you'd see like maybe in, Genipabu. Oh, some pescadores. Nice white sand though. Waves are just ripping out there. I'm glad we got a little bit of cloud cover, because otherwise light-skinned gringo like me just gonna get just scorched. Wow, sand is really, it's like baby powder, super soft. It's like you're walking on like slippery little tiny micro marbles. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's like there's no abrasion at all. Little kiosk area here. Yeah, very cool, excellent. That must all just flood. That looks all wet, like it was wet. High tide, this place looks totally different, I would imagine.
Isso aqui é o quê? Tem caranguejo, tem aí?
Caranguejo tem. Ou, não, aqui, o caranguejo é no petisco atrás. Tá vendo o caranguejo? Caranguejo na compra de 5 você ganha 2.
Qual o preço do caranguejo? Cadê o preço do caranguejo?
É porque pai chama de caranguejo.
Alright, just finished up some great lunch. Had some fried fish, rice, tomatoes, alphas, all kinds of wonderful things. Fajofa also. We're gonna spend another hour here or so. Time for a nice swim in the warm water before we head back. And it's about an hour in the car, so I want to check that little church out over there. That looks pretty cool. Alright, anyway, that's where we're at, and we'll check back probably somewhere on the way. So far, I like this place. I don't know that it's one of my favorite satellite kind of places to go aside from the main city. It's definitely unique and different and fun in its own way. There's fishing here, lots of boat rides, buggies, ATVs. It's cool. It's cool in its own way. And I'm glad I made the time to come. Alright, that's it.
Tem um rodízio de pizza lá perto. Qual de carne?
Alright, so that really was fun. That reminded me a bunch of Jericoacoara a little bit of Genipabu, north of Natal, just dunes. I hadn't seen just straight up dunes like that in a while. It did remind me of those other areas. Probably didn't have to be as long. Probably could have cut that short about an hour, hour and a half. But the boat ride was cool. The environment was different. It was really different from what I'm used to seeing. And I'm happy I went for 150 reais. So you're talking like $30. Definitely worth it for sure. So tomorrow is São Cristóbal. Certainly looking forward to that. That is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 4th oldest. There's a lot of horses here. A lot of horses here. So São Cristóbal tomorrow should be a half day. I think it's like 5 hours or so. I should have most of the afternoon to finally hit the beach. That's something you don't see every day. I met, as always, a ton of great people. I met a group of ladies, like a grandma, a mom, and a daughter, ranging in age from probably in their 70s to like mid-20s, and they were so cool. The mom and the grandma were born in Pessoa, and they loved it. We connected with that immediately. They're from Brasilia. They currently live in Brasilia, and they love coming here. They reminded me of me a little bit, because they're just gourding themselves on food and queijo coalho, stuff you just don't get in Brasilia. That was really entertaining to watch and talk with them and just kind of share the love of the city that we both have. Met a couple Cariocas as well, too. They spend a lot of time traveling along the Northeast and trying to find, like me, just destinations which are their favorite, and they were on their way to Jampa as well, too. I said, you are going to love it, because everyone does. I'm going to find some food in a bit. I just booked my tour for tomorrow, which wasn't available yesterday. And after that, I'm going to go relax and try and get up in the morning early enough to catch a morning sunrise time lapse. I was too wiped to get up this morning. I slept in past sunrise. Bad me, bad Brian. But tomorrow I'm gonna get up a little bit early. Alright, that's it. Alright, Temple de Jantar. Food park. Generally not real busy when I walk by, but on the way back it's a little busier. Some Chinese, still a little bit of everything in there. Some dessert. We had something going on with the power tonight. Not sure what's going on. Wind is consistently breezy, that's for sure. Only this morning. It was relatively calm out there on the beach this morning, but these flags don't stop moving. I've not seen any of those giant wind turbines, which surprised me. It seems like an ideal spot for it. It is so much cooler out here this time of day. That sun was just intense. I got a little red, a touch red. It could have been a lot worse. But at like 11 degrees south latitude, like the sun is just always like right there, screaming at you. You know, there's a number of these little side streets. Some have things, some don't. And then you see stuff like this, just blasted out, you know, crater with nothing. I don't see a lot of this stuff. I mean, like in Natal, you'll see every now and then, but that's this open space. You can't see it. It's mud. Just generally isn't a real healthy sign. And most of the stuff's on this side of the street anyway. And then sometimes you'll see this, just you're not really sure if it's functional, if it's vacant, just decrepit, in some state of disrepair. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. It's not real consistent. It's really spotty. Certainly plenty of traffic, no doubt there. And they had this boulevard area. The other weird thing that's different is the motorbike people. They seem to intentionally, another big blasted out nothingness, they seem to intentionally want to make noise. That's really disruptive. That's not a good, I would say not a good look, but it's not a good sound when you hear these motorboys just, whee! That's unusual. I can't think of another place that I've experienced that.